Hello there, it's Sarah from Paper Lovely. Thanks for joining me today. Guys, we are on day 17 of our crafty advent calendar. Let's go ahead here, open up our window and see what we've got. And it is another day of sequins. So we got some purple sequins earlier. Now we've got some really pretty white iridescent sequins. Let me give you a closer look at these. So I am actually really happy about the sequins because this is going to give me a chance to work with a really fun Christmas die. This is another die set from Spellbinders. It's called Mugs and Mittens, and it was part of the monthly kits from this past July. It is super cute. We've got these gloves, and you can see a little bit of the sweater peeking through, holding on to a steaming mug of hot chocolate. So I'm going to go ahead here. I've cut everything out. I'm going to show you how to place it together. I'm layering a lighter pink on a darker pink so that we can see just the little eyelet holes that are on that sweater there. Let me tell you the colors I'm using. From Spellbinders, this cardstock is Tutu, Wild Berry, Pomegranate, Merlot, Waterfall, and Acorn. So we've got our little sweater layered there, and now we're going to add the cuffs, popping that up here with some pop dots. And we'll layer that on top right along the edge. It does have a little bit of a curve to it, but as you place it down along the edge, it will make sense to you which direction you'll want it to go. And next we'll work on our gloves. We have this little shading for the inside here. And then there's a little separate section for the thumb so that you can pop that up and really give this some dimension and make it look like we're holding that cup of cocoa. So there are lines on the dies that make it really easy to line all of this up. And then we'll layer our hot cocoa into our mug. Now this set does come with a Santa, a snowman, and a snowflake so that you could put sort of a flavoring or a little cookie inside that mug. But we're going to just do some marshmallows. That's where our sequins are going to come into play. I've got two different colors of gray cardstock here, one very light, the other a little bit darker. And this set includes two sort of squiggly lines that you can line up here on the edge of your panel. And that's going to create the look of steam. So we're just layering the lighter piece on top of the darker. And you'll see how this all comes together in a second. Making sure that's all nice and even, trimming off any excess along my edges. Now I want to get an idea of laying this out. So of course our gloves are going to hold our mug. And then our sweater will go right into our gloves. And I found the easiest way to do this was to attach the mug of hot cocoa to the gloves first. Make sure that looks somewhat natural, and then we sort of work our way out from there. Tuck a little bit of that mug under the thumbs to make it look more realistic. And then we'll layer our sweater down as well. And it's easier to keep this whole thing separate until you have all these pieces together. And then we'll add some glue to the back of this and add it to the front of our panel. And this way you can kind of play around with how much of that steam you want to show. I decided to pull mine a little bit lower than I had originally planned. We'll cut off the excess along the bottom, but you can still see plenty of that sweater to know what it is. We're going to add a big glob of glue in the center of our hot cocoa. And then I'm just going to sprinkle some of these sequins right on top to create our marshmallows. For the most part, I'm just letting them fall as they will. But I will come in, add a few dots of glue, and add a few here and there just to make it look a little more natural. Now you will see the white of the glue behind all of these sequins. When this dries, it will dry clear. And I'm really just kind of filling in the gaps, sort of smoothing things over. And there we have our marshmallows. I went ahead and cut out the sentiment. This is also included in the die set. It reads "Warm Cocoa Wishes." Using my ruler here to make sure that's nice and straight. And then for the inside, I'm going to use a fairly old Mama Elephant stamp set. This is called MEOWY WOOFMAS. But it has this one sentiment in it that I really love. I love the font and the way it's put together, and it reads "Peace, Joy, and Love." Stamping that out with my Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink. And now we're going to get our whole card put together. We've got that panel. I'm going to add some art glitter glue to the back and add that to the top of our Nina card base. As I'm impatient and a little short on time, you'll see my sequins are not quite dry there, but they are dry enough to be able to work with this. I wanted to pull in a little bit more of that blue from the front, so I went in my washi tape. I found this floral that's pretty close in color. I'm going to run that along the bottom of my inside panel just for a little extra pop. And of course, we'll add some ATG to the back of that and then place that on the inside of my card base. And that will complete our card for today. Here are a few close-ups of the finished card. In the description box below, you'll find a list of supplies and links for everything I've used today. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a comment or a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 18.